You say you're married? Does he have a gun? So why would you need one?
Well, because he's a convicted felon. Well,
Yes. So if you get a gun in the house, he's gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
that's why nobody even thought of that.
All right, so you are Miss LeBlanc. Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your current mailing address.
My name is Patty.
I need you to speak loud.
I'm Sarah LeBlanc, 656 Michael Street, Monroe, Louisiana. 70073.
All right, thank you. And you are here today. Well, let me acknowledge the folks that we have that have joined us. I don't know if you can turn around and look, you'll see them on Zoom. You have your friend Robin Anton, Alicia Dugas, your aunt, and also we have joining us by Zoom is the DA's office in Jefferson, Mr. Randall Meyer, and we'll hear from all of them at the appropriate time. So you are here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in 2000 in Jefferson Parish. Let's see, it was accessory after the fact of second-degree murder. You also possession with intent to distribute marijuana and cocaine. You received a 4-year DOC sentence that was suspended and you were placed on 4 years active probation. Is that correct? All right. So tell us, before we hear from the folks that want to speak on your behalf, tell us why you're here today. Why are you seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms, and why do you need it?
Well, first I want to say thank you, everyone. And I'm gonna cry, so please bear with me. I'm here because I'm sorry. You know, this I was a child. I'm brainless. I'm here because I wanna get my civil rights back. I wanna be a contributor. You know, I feel like I'm stuck. I'm 46. I'm stuck at the same spot. I'm working. I work. You know, I try my hardest and I do good. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. You know, my life has been good. You know, I have not gotten in trouble. I don't hang around people, you know, that do bad things. You know, I have a husband. I have a house, you know, that I own that's paid for. You know, like I am doing everything I can, but I'm stuck. You know, I want to get this pardon, like my civil rights. I want it to be an ease or a higher education. You know, to do something different about my life. Right now, I was a waitress for 20 years. I went to the board of realtors, just like you guys, that got approved. As in 2008, and then the market crashed, so I didn't go to do that. I think it was a good idea. Years later, I went for cosmetology. You know, I got my license. I'm doing that now. You know, it's just I want to be better, and I can't be better because I feel like this keeps me in a rut. You know, I am really sorry, but I hope that answers the question.
It does. Thank you.
Okay.
And we're going to give you a break. We'll listen to the folks that want to speak for you. So first, could we hear from Robin?
Hello. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, my name is Robin Brew. I'm a registered nurse and have been a registered nurse for 30 years. I've known Tara since she's about maybe 13. I'm a professor, non-tenured instructor, faculty for the last 20 years at Southeastern Louisiana University in psychiatric nursing. And I have known Tara, you know, I see her 2-3 times a year. She is a wonderful person. Since she was a little girl, she's always said, Miss Robin, I want to be a nurse. I want to be a nurse. And then when all this happened, you know, it's held her back. And I have been encouraging her to continue her education, to continue to, you know, put forth all the efforts she can. And this is sort of one of the last hurdles to be able to apply to a nursing school. Because having a felony conviction has really limited her abilities. And my God, she has been just such a good person in my life. Her aunt's life, who I'm best friends with.
New
And
text message from Pan Tusa.
and we're just really very, very hopeful that she will continue to be a great contributor to society. And I hope that you would grant her this pardon. Thank you all so much for letting me speak.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. And we have an aunt, Alicia Dugas. You still on mute?
No, I got on mute.
Yeah.
Hi, I am Melissa Dugas. I am Tara's aunt. My husband is her godfather. We have known Tara, well, my husband has known Tara since she was a small child, since she was born, but I was introduced to Tara when she was about 13. I've watched her grow to the beautiful woman that she is today. And I've seen her struggle. She has a good heart. She wants to do for people. And I think that her good heart and her naivety put her in a compromising position at a very young age. And she made a mistake. And that mistake has been permanently on her record. And that felony has prohibited her from pursuing higher jobs. Once you get that felony conviction, as I'm sure you all know, that it follows you forever, and it makes it very difficult to go to nursing school and become and get a better paying job other than service work. And so I think she has proven herself and deserves this pardon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And let's see, we have the DA's office, Mr. Meyer.
Good afternoon, Randall Meyer, Assistant DA, Jefferson Parish. Ms. LeBlanc's offense occurred in 99 and 2000. She was sentenced to 4 years probation, completed that probationary period without problems, and has gone over 10 years since then with no issues under the law. Based on that and the statements I've heard today, we take no position in her request.
Thank you, sir. All right, Ms. LeBlanc, your case was assigned to Mrs. Stapleton. She'll be asking you some questions.
Okay, so you can kind of breathe a little bit, okay?
I'm crying.
Because that was good that the DA's office didn't take a position on this. So let's see, you were about 21 years old when you were charged with this?
I think I made 21 when I was locked in Jefferson Parish. So 21.
So Tara, how long had you been involved in drugs during that time?
I was never on drugs. Never on drugs. It was actually so when I was 16, I met a guy, and I thought I was alone. You know, I was I so much. You know, we moved together. You know, he was a bad boy. You know, he was not a good individual, and just like my aunt said, you know, I thought he loved me. You know, and he sold drugs, and you know, it was in my apartment. It was in my name.
Oh, okay, so he was selling drugs out of your apartment. So when they searched it, that's when they found
Because
everything.
he was already in jail, and then I really, truthfully, I don't even know what they found in there to this day.
I'll tell you, if you want to hear. It says here crack cocaine and marijuana.
No. I know that, but like where it was or how much it was, I don't know that. All I could tell you is that when he got arrested, I was still living there. Then the police followed me, questioned me, arrested me for the drugs, you know, and everything else because they searched my apartment. It was in my name, and of course, I don't know what happened on his part of why he didn't take the charge or anything, or if it was brought up to him, but it was, since it was my apartment, I got charged.
Mhm. Okay, what about the weapon?
That same boy. You know, I was getting off of work one night, got picked up by him and his friend. They told me what happened. brought me home an hour later, called me and basically threatened me, and I was already scared of him, to get rid of the gun. And the first thing I thought was to throw it in the water, and that's what I did.
I was gonna ask you about that part, because I read that you were fearful, and that's why you did it. So by that time, you were deciding that it wasn't a good situation for you to be in with this person?
By that time, everything was falling apart. After that, I think he got arrested. I don't know what happened on how he got arrested, or that time, we wasn't on good terms. Yes, I do think that, it was falling apart and it wasn't a good relationship.
Yeah, they say it, it's two ways to say it. Nowadays, you hear people pick your friends, pick your future.
That's true.
Well, and then if you're old country, like my grandma and them was, they say birds of a feather flock together. So same meaning, you gotta be careful how you go with that
Well,
kind of
that's my
stuff.
life right now. I don't have a lot of friends.
Well, being careful. Now, look, I was looking at your job history. And so I saw where there was a lot of jobs, but you continued to work and
Yes, ma'am.
everything.
Sometimes 2 and 3.
Yeah. I saw
Especially in
that.
my younger 20s.
Right, just trying to make ends meet and get ahead. And I did see, all right, so you completed Paul Mitchell.
Yes.
You got your license as a hairdresser,
Cosmetologist.
right? And so how was that going for you?
Right. That's
Yeah,
I don't do the hair too much.
Uh-huh.
And I do the nails.
Oh, really? Yeah, I graduated right out of high school and got my license, sure did. But now, are you interested in going into nursing? Is that what we're hearing?
I do want to, and I'm hoping that this, like I mentioned earlier, eases, because I already called the LPN board, and Robin works for Orman. She told me to try the LPN board and ask them about my convictions.
Mhm.
And the person told me that I have to get pre-approved through the nursing board first before I can even apply for school. So I'm hoping that with this pardon, by the grace of God, will ease that, trying to apply, that it will help, in a sense. So I've read their laws, and it did say that a pardon really doesn't, but I'm hoping that this and the consideration of 20 years, and I've never been in trouble,
That's right.
maybe it might.
Yeah, that shows a definite change in life. And so let me ask you this. So pardon, but with firearms, how important is the firearms part to you? And
It's
why?
really not that hard. It's really not.
It's just that was part of the,
They asked in the application,
Mhm.
and I considered it, and I wanted to do it only because, not because I want to go shoot anybody.
Right.
For protection, basically, just because, it's the Second Amendment, right? I live in a great area, just something that had an house, really. Truthfully, and if you deny me, then I guess I'll just live up my bed, to be honest with you, though.
okay. Well, I don't have any further questions.
I got one.
Mr. Tillers?
You say you're married?
Okay.
Does he have a gun? So why would you need one?
Well, because he's a convicted felon. Wow.
Yes. So if you get a gun in the house, he's gonna be in trouble.
Yeah,
But that's what nobody can thought of that, to be
That's right.
honest with you. They're gonna try to get a pardon, basically, as the same drug charge.
He had,
That long ago as well.
you married the guy that you used to date?
different guy.
Oh, different guy, he has drug problems
I've
too?
seen him, no. No, I've been with my husband for almost 13 years. We've been married.
And he had drug problems also.
20 years ago,
You've never used drugs.
never. I smoked a little weed here and there years ago, but now, you can take, as long as my hair is, you can take the drug test. Don't do anything.
So what do you think about having a gun now?
Well, I don't think it's an option. And like I said, if it was a no, I'm fine with that. To be honest with you, it was just truthfully for my protection, for our protection involved.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, we're ready to vote. Mrs. Stapleton.
Well, I'm gonna vote today to grant your pardon. So that, there's not a hindrance for you in nursing or whatever. And you've had 20 years, with a clean criminal history. So, but not firearms, just pardon without firearms.
That's fine.
Mr. Prater,
I concur.
Mr. Freeman,
I also concur to grant without firearm.
Mr. Tillis.
I concur with Ms. Stapleton.
And I vote also to grant the pardon. I was going to say with firearms, but it's not an option. So it's pardon without firearms at this time. And so that's the recommendation we'll make on your behalf. Good luck to you.
All right, look, to each and every one of y'all.
What unfolded in this hearing was something the justice system rarely gets credit for: a second chance, examined carefully, and granted with purpose. Tara LeBlanc walked into that pardon board at 46 years old carrying a conviction that had followed her for more than 2 decades. In 1999 and 2000, as a young woman barely past 21, she was charged with accessory after the fact to second-degree murder and drug possession, cocaine and marijuana found in an apartment that was in her name, belonging to a boyfriend who had already pulled her into a world she never chose for herself. She served 4 years of suspended sentence on active probation, completed it without a single violation, and never looked back. But the felony never left. It blocked her from real estate. It limited her cosmetology work. And now, it stood between her and the one dream she'd carried since childhood: becoming a nurse. The board heard from a registered nurse and nursing professor who had known Tara since she was 13. They heard from her aunt, who watched her grow into the woman she became. And crucially, the DA's office took no position against her, a quiet but powerful endorsement of everything her record since conviction had shown. The vote was unanimous. Pardon granted. Firearms restoration denied a reasonable boundary the board drew clearly. But the pardon itself removes the most significant barrier standing between Tara and a nursing career. 20 years of doing the right thing, a clean record, a clear conscience, and a board that recognized that punishment should have an expiration date when redemption is real. If you found this case as eye-opening as we did, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns, because justice never gets old.